this is the Armityle, the Chaos Phantom OTK. Right, the main concept obviously is to get 3 prismans onto the field. That's the whole concept of the deck, is to get 3 prismans on the field because you're using them as substitutes for the 3 lords. Then you're going to combine all the 3 lords and create Armityle Chaos Phantom. So the way you want to do this combo is you're going to want to have a Hero Lives, Star Bowl, and Double Summon. Then you're going to want to have as well as 2 Prismans in your hands. One of the ways of having 2 Prismans in hand obviously is one, by drawing one of them, and then hopefully using emergency call or reinforcement army to add the second one. You can also play Gold Sarcophagus if you want to banish. You're gonna have to wait 2 turns, of course, to banish a Prisman, so that way you can end up having 2 Prismans in your hand, or banish anything you might need in case you need a Hero Lives, in case you need to start sealing. You know, obviously Gold Sarcophagus is common when you're trying to set up an OTK. You know, to get the pieces for the OTK, you can use Gold Sarcophagus for that. So the idea is that you want to hand those like this. You want 2 Prismans in your hand. You want 1 Prisman in the deck. If you draw 3 Prismans, you know, that makes things a little tough. Because that means you're going to have to summon 1 and then wait until the next turn, then play double summon, summon the other 2, and then try to do the OTK right there. So that it doesn't become an OTK per se. You'll win in 1 turn, but it takes a couple turns to set up. So you have to set up the win. But here, if you have these 5 cards in hand, that is the OTK right there. So this is a 5-card OTK, obviously. So you play a Hero Lives, which lets you get the Prisman from your deck onto the field. Play your Double Summon, which lets you summon. Man, I just lost that. Prisman. Get your 3rd Prisman onto the field. So let's say that these go to the grave. We don't need them anymore. So now you got all 3 Prismans on the field. So then you use each one of their effects to drop Haman, Ravel, and Uriah from your deck to the graveyard. Then now all 3 of these are Uriah, Ravel, and Haman. Sent all 3 to the grave. And bring out Armityle, the Chaos Phantom. Give Armityle Shooting Star Bow, which reduces it by 1,000 attack. When it attacks, by its effect, it'll gain 10,000. But by start sealing, it'll be down to 9,000. But 9,000 is enough for you to win. Since you're attacking directly, you're not attacking monsters or anything like that, you'll deal 9,000. There are ways of stopping this, of course. Some typical ways of stopping it, obviously, is if your opponent has back row. You know, something like Deep Prison or some shit like that. You know, even Bomb. Not Bombless, since it comes out with 0 attack. But you get the idea. You can Veiler it. That'd be one of the most common ways. You can Battle Fade, Swift, Krebo, you know, Gentmander, whatever. There's a couple ways of surviving this OTK. But of course you gotta have those cards to survive the OTK anyway. It's usually, if you play right, they won't have that. Because typically most players, you know, they'll try to get their monsters on the field as soon as possible so they can have field advantage. You know, they'll set their traps and whatnot. And then that's why you have, you know, your Beidolls, MSTs, Heavy Storms, your Roll the Creeds, you know, Trap Stuns, Heavy Storm. I think I already said that. Whatever, you know, whatever you got to get rid of the back row, you'll get rid of the back row. So that way he has nothing on his side of the field that can stop you from attacking him. If he makes a Utopia, it's like, okay, that sucks. You know what I mean? But he has to make Utopia in order for him to be able to use Utopia. But you probably will have something to get rid of Utopia anyway. You could throw in Puppet Plant, grab his Utopia. You know what I mean? Let's see. Of course, the OTK can be stopped, but any OTK can be stopped. Any combo can be stopped if you have the cards to stop it. The idea is to minimize, obviously, the ability for your opponent to be able to stop the combo. I mean, the OTK means nothing if you're not trying to get it to work. It's not about, you know, oh, this OTK doesn't work because somebody can activate Magic Cylinder or some shit like that, or Mirror Force or something. You know, because people like to do the what if things. Like, I could play this or I could play that. It's like, you could play those cards if those cards were on the field. Don't do the what if, like, you know, I could beat your Armityle with D Prison, or it's like, yeah, you could if I let you have that on the field. You know, it's like you're implying that everyone you play against, or everybody that plays this game, is stupid or something. Like they don't plan for that shit. You think you send a Mirror Force down is a trick that no one sees coming? Like, we all know it's too obvious. Think about it. If I have the field advantage, I have a whole bunch of monsters on the field, you have nothing on your side field, you draw a card, you set it, you end your turn immediately. Oh, that's a Mirror Force. I'm not stupid. I immediately notice that's a Mirror Force. Because no one sets a card, ends a turn when, you know, knowing that that card is nothing. You know, people are hesitant, you know, since people don't, in this game, you know, you want to win, and because you want to win, you act that way. You know, you draw your Mirror Force, like, perfect, set it, end my turn. It's like, it's a little too obvious. A little too obvious. And mainly to anybody who's an experienced player. Because every time it's my opponent's turn, I pay attention to everything he does. I anticipate every one of his moves. He summons a Thunder King. Okay, I know what he's trying to run. I know what he's trying to do. Or he summons a Heretic. Okay, I know what he's trying to do. It's like, any card you play, I'm a instantly figure out what you're doing, what your deck is. I know pretty much almost every card in the game. So if you play something, I'm going to understand what you're trying to do. You know, sometimes I play against a deck and I see a monster that is pretty unique. Let's say hypothetically, I see somebody who's playing Frog the Jam, for example, and it's like, okay, it's Frog the Jam in the deck. So what kind of deck is this? It's not typical, you know what I mean? Not everybody, you know, plays Frog the Jam. Only a select few play Frog the Jam. Only the special high-level duelists play Frog the Jam. So it's like, why does he have Frog the Jam in the deck? And then after he plays a couple more cards, then you start to realize, oh, I see the strategy. He's playing Frog the Jam OTK. That's nice. That's impressive. That's different. So then, you know, I gotta find a way to prevent the OTK, of course. Sometimes somebody does something, and you have to, and you at first glance you're like, okay, he's just gonna do this, and then that's it. But then he does a couple other things. He plays some other cards. It's like, whoa, that's different. That's definitely different. You know, it's like, I thought he was like, let's say somebody playing a Samurai deck, 'cause I actually saw this like yesterday. Somebody had summon Kagemusha, if I'm right. Or is that the tuner? I think it was Kagi, the 3-star. So he summons Kagi, if I'm right. He summons Kizan by its own effect, not by Kagi's effect. Then he drops Great Shogun Shin. So it's like, okay, interesting. Then he plays Galaxy Queen's Light. I'm like, oh wow, now he has 3 7-stars. And then he overlays his Kagi and his Kizon. He makes a big eye. Yeah, he makes a big eye. He uses his big eye's effect, takes my base down monster, which was Karakuri Watchdog. He takes that, flips it over, attacks me for 600, attacks me for 25. My turn, I summon Birdman. I enemy control, take the big eye, detach the material, take a Xian, kill the Watchdog, set back roll, and my turn, he gets back the big eye. So they would make a comeback and I beat him. But it was just the fact that it's like, okay, he's playing Sam's, but once he played that Galaxy's Queen and Light, then I realized, okay, that's cool. I'm getting it, because Dragon Rulers exist and whatnot, and they make rank 7s all day. Mermils make rank 7s all day. Machina Fortress decks makes 7 all day. So a lot of people are making Big Eye and Dragosack. You know what I mean? That's the popping cards right now. So it's like, I get it. I get the idea that you got a great shoulder Sheehan. You got a 7-star that you can easily special summon. Do the Galaxy's Queen Light, bang. Now you can go into rank 7 plays. So that's pretty cool. During one of the duels, he summoned 2 monsters, and then dropped 2 Xians. But he didn't exceed into rank 7, so that's why I didn't know he plays Big Eye and whatnot. Because if I knew that that deck would be making rank 7s, I would have played it a little bit different. But I still won both duels anyway. But it was just the idea that it was kind of cool to see it. It's like, yes, he's playing a typical samurai deck, but then boom, one card made a big difference. Gave him an ability that wasn't there before, but now it is. By one card made a big difference about what he could and couldn't do. So, but this is the Armityle, the Chaos Phantom OTK.